Alright boys, and welcome back to another building video. This time we built an expanded 2x1 shell that comes with really stable sneaky peek downs, a really nice shooting floor, multiple floors of open spaces that are great for quality of life, and the great thing about this base is it's super basic. There's not any hard building techniques or anything like that, but it's still a really good base. Any good builder can build this one with their eyes closed, and for those of you guys that are just starting out, you'll find this one easy too. Another great thing about this base is there are endless spawn points, so many places to place beds and bags. The defenses on this base are truly impeccable. You're practically going to be begging for an online raid. Anytime a raider enters your inner peek downs, they might as well just F1 kill because you're going to shit on them. And the roof and shooting floor is perfect for defending you from grubs, door campers, raiders, or anyone else that might be going around near your base. The base smoothly progresses through starter to main, and each stage of the base comes equipped with ample storage and defenses. So if you're looking for a quick and easy base that'll help you get the job done, absolutely go ahead and build the Citadel on your next wipe. And very quickly before we jump on with the rest of the video, my Discord's linked down below if you have any questions or if you just want to come out and chat. And leave me a like on this video and drop me a comment. Feel free to dislike, but I won't see it because YouTube did a cool update, so that's great. And I just want to say as well, I have a couple of Rust stories that I've been releasing. These videos are really fun to make and they're quite well received, so if you guys do want to check them out, feel free. Out of nowhere, Blueprint starts beaming me with his LR and I was super scared. And if you boys are looking to sell your Rust or even CSGO skins, then go ahead and check out SkinCashier. SkinCashier is today's sponsor of the video and big thanks to them. Their website is a trusted place where you can sell your skins for real money. They have a multitude of different payout methods that you can select from, and the whole process is super simple. All you do is select the skins you want to sell, you'll see exactly how much the site is going to offer you, then you just go ahead and accept the trade, hit confirm, and then boom, you've got your real money in return for your skins. And keep in mind boys, if you hit the link in the description and try out the site, you do help me out a ton, so keep that in mind. Now without further ado, let's jump onto the tour of the base. We start the base off with a cheeky airlock that's got a window and access to one of our bedrooms. From here we can see a garage door that leads through to our shell, and we also have an option to jump up the shooting floor via the mobility chute. Heading further up we have access to a peek down that we can use to look inside our shell, and above that window is a door that takes us through to our actual peek downs. Heading up one more time takes us to our shooting floor level, where we've got a variation of wide gap peaks that are absolutely perfect for killing raiders below. On the opposite half of the base we have a different section of wide gap peaks that also provide numerous angles on raiders below. These peaks can provide a 360-degree view all the way around the base. And there's also multiple roof peek ups that are scattered around the place, and in total we've got 4 of these and there's no blind spots on the roof from them. Next we'll head into the 4th floor open section. In here there's multiple loot rooms, places for furnaces, lockers and bags. This area is centered right around the shooting floor and it's also really close to the peek downs, so this is probably where you guys will spend the most of your time. From this point you can head down towards peaks, and we also have a little open section around the inner peaks as well. A couple of boxes and vending machines that are accessible by lifting off the glass. And then we have a little airlock that leads through to our peek downs. Our peek downs are unladderable so raiders cannot boost through or push down. These peaks are really good because they're stable and they provide really nice angles on anyone below. There's also a couple of squares around the peaks that are spare. These can be used for loot rooms like I've done, or bedrooms, or anything else that you guys can think of. Then if we head back inside the core of the base we can drop down one more, and this takes us down into a regular 2x1. A couple of window loot rooms again with our tier 2. This will be your starter unit of course, and there's plenty of box space, decent defendability and all that for the starter. And if we drop down this winding door path, it will take us through to our TC. The main TC is surrounded by armoured walls and there's a nice little loot room beside it. Again, the bottom 2x1 will be your original starter base. That's the main upkeep for the main TC. Keep in mind there's 4 other external TCs that don't have too much upkeep. If we head back up through the main 2x1 we can drop down into our shell. Inside the shell we've got space for deployables, so if you guys need overflow loot rooms there's space for that. And there's also a couple of bedrooms that are accessible from this point. Again, each player if you're playing as a 4-man can get 2 bedrooms each. If we head all the way back up to the top of the shooting floor, then I can show you guys the roof. And if we jump up one more time, that takes us to our roof airlock. There's 2 of these in total, and they have some drone vending machines at the top. And we've also got 4 windmills that you can use to power everything inside of your base. There's also a nice open area in the center where you can land minicopters or scrap helis. And on each of the corners there's some ramp peek downs that you can utilize to peek down on people below. And that concludes the base tour. Hopefully you boys are interested to see how much this base costs. Let's go ahead and jump on to the breakdown of all the materials. First of all, here's the total upkeep for the base. This includes everything that you just saw in the tour: deployables, doors, code locks. Second up is the box amounts. This is how many boxes of each material you're going to need to build the base. This just helps you visualize a little bit more how much you need to farm. Lastly, this is the total upkeep per 24 hours. This is going to be spread between 5 TCs, the main TC being the majority of the upkeep. Alright, let's jump on to the building portion of the video. We're going to start off with a 2x1 starter base. You can place your TC in the back right hand side corner, and then just slap on all your doors. There doesn't need to be a single here, just do whatever you want. Then you can live out of this until you're ready to expand, and once you're ready to expand, we're going to build our jump up. Now that you've built a jump up on one side, we're going to build a jump up on the opposite side. And this is what the base should be looking like so far. Once you got it looking like this, go ahead and surround the entire floor in walls, and then we can build our loot rooms and our jump ups. The two sets of triangles are going to be loot rooms. And they're going to get a window in front of them. Just make sure you place in some boxes first. Then it's time to decide if you'd like your next jump up to be above your airlock or above your way down to TC. It's completely up to you, so just make a decision. Once you've decided that, add in one more frame and your ceiling. Once you get to the third floor of the base, keep in mind we're going to do half wall, low wall, so make sure you don't place any walls where I don't. And that's what the third floor should be looking like. Make sure you do the half wall, low wall like I have, or else you could break the base. Once you've brought your base up to this height, there's not much more we can do without adding the shell, so let's go ahead and do that now. On the sides where there's 3 triangles, we're going to add in a square and 2 triangles. Then from this point, copy the foundation path that I do. Then they can just be joined together with triangles. And that's the entire shell for the base. This base won't get any bigger except for the wide gaps. First of all, we're going to build the bedrooms because they can get quite confusing. Not all bedrooms are going to be accessible from shell, so keep that in mind. And that's what the base should be looking like once you build all 8 bedrooms. Once you've done that, we can start working on the entrances and our mobility chutes. Make our way over to this little section here with the triangles, and we'll add a door frame on the left. On the right, we can add in a window frame. And then on the left again, we'll add a door frame, followed by a wall. This will be our airlock section, and over here is going to be a jump up. Then you can add floors in between. And then I like to do a pattern of window diagonally up. Just like that. Over on this side, we're going to have a peak down. That's also going to be our jump up. Then you can just have walls and door frames. From this point, you can add a door frame on top of your window. And that's going to lead out towards peak downs. Then you can just add walls in between. And again, we'll have one more jump up that takes us to shooting floor. And that is one entrance / mobility chute built. We're going to go ahead and build that on the opposite side. And this is what the base should be looking like so far. Once you're ready to continue, make your way down to this section, and we're just going to add in walls to raise them up. In the middle on this square, you can do frames. And then just build what we did on the opposite side. Once you built all that, you can come to the top of your base and exit out the door towards peaks. Peaks are super simple to build. We'll start by adding in a square. On the sides, we're going to do 2 triangles. And then round in the middle, we'll also do 2 triangles. And these are going to be all of our peak downs. Once you've built all that, it's time to decide what the corner squares are going to be. You can go ahead and wall them in now. The 4 squares that I've upgraded to metal can either be bedrooms, battery rooms, or even loot rooms. It's completely up to you. Just use these for whatever you'd like. And once you've made your decision, let's add a roof to this floor. And this is what the base should be looking like with a roof on top. These 2 are your mobility chutes, and this is your center jump up. Once you're ready to continue, we're going to start wide gapping so we can build the shooting floor. For starters, we'll make our way over to this side of the base and we'll wide gap here. We're going to build out wide gapping using the 3 square method. And this is the shape that we're looking for to have against the base. Once you've gotten this part built, you can go ahead and add squares on the corners. And then replicate this wide gapping onto the opposite side. Once you've got them 2 built, we'll start working on this end. Follow the foundations that I build and you'll see how to do it. And that's the shape that we're looking for on this end. You can also add squares on either side. Then replicate that on the opposite side. Once you've got all your wide gaps built, they're actually going to be decaying right now, so we're going to go ahead and connect those to an external TC. You guys can choose any external TC you want and you can turn it into a gatehouse as well, but right now I'm just going to keep it really simple. And once you've connected all of your wide gaps to an external TC of your choice, we can add in some frames to start building shooting floor. On this side it's super simple, we're going to add in frames on the 2 triangles leading all the way up. On the squares we're going to add in frames as well. 2 of them should be blocked, this one should be allowed. Then on this end we're going to add in 3 frames on the wide gap. And they can get raised all the way up as well. And once that's built we can add in frames on the square again. 2 should be blocked, this one should be allowed. And those are all the frames that we need to build for our wide gap shooting floor. Next we're going to place in all the floors to complete it. And once you've built all your wide gaps, you can surround the perimeter in windows. And this is what the base should be looking like so far. Once you're ready to continue, come up from the jump up onto the 4th floor, and we're going to place a wall behind our jump up. This wall is also going to have 2 roof peak ups beside it. And all the way on the opposite side we can add a door frame and 2 roof peak ups. Then beside our mobility chute we can add in some walls. And we can add in 1 more jump up to the side. And then just build that on the opposite end. And then just finish off this floor with some walls in between. There's a lot of space in this open section, so you guys can actually design it however you'd like. Or you can just copy what I've done in the tour. This is how I managed to design it, but obviously you guys can come up with whatever you'd like, or just copy what I've done. Once you've gotten everything built, throw a floor on top of your core. And this is what the base should be looking like so far. We've got 2 jump ups to roof, make sure you don't cover those up. Next, we're going to add in some frames for stability, and then we can finish off the roof. Don't forget to build your roof peak ups before anything else. And then once you've got all 4 of them built, you can add a roof on top of your shooting floor. On the sections of wide gapping, I'm actually going to show you guys what to do. We're going to have a gap towards the window frames just so there's nothing that can be used against us. And this is what the base should be looking like so far. We've nearly got the base finished now. Next, we're going to build the roof exits. This single door is for vending machines, but if you don't want to do that, then you can just leave it out and have a wall. Next, on the corners, we actually have a couple of peak downs, so we'll start building those. We're going to start off by placing low ramps up against our roof peak ups, and then beside those we're going to add in floor frames on the corners. On top of those we can add in windows and frames. And then just raise those up and build windmills on top. In order to build the peak down, it's a little bit finicky, but start by coming inside your shooting floor. Then start by taking the window off and placing a floor. Then you can place 2 half walls and another floor. And then once you've built this, head back on top and place in a raised ramp. Then you can break everything else. And we just build that peak down 3 more times. And then once you've got all of those 4 built, all that's left to do is add a couple of ramps on the roof. On this side we're going to do square ramps. Then a square one in the middle. And squares on the sides. Build that on the opposite end. And then on this end we're going to add in square ramps again. And then triangles in the middle. Making sure to connect these onto the wide gaps. And once you've done all that, that completes the base design. Hopefully you boys have enjoyed this video and found it easy enough to follow. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like and drop me a sub, that would mean a lot. Remember to check out SkinCashier, my link is in the description down below. Hope to see this base out there on some servers, and I'll see you boys in the next one.